friends, Doug Karsch at Yost Ice Arena, and this is Inside Michigan Hockey. The Wolverines with a 6-3 win over Bentley last Friday night right here at Yost. Michigan getting a pair of goals from Alex Guptill, also a pair of goals from senior captain A.J. Trias as Michigan came back from an early 1-0 deficit to get the W. Now the Wolverines turn their attention to league play. Michigan opening up CCHA play this weekend here at Yost with 2 games against the always strong Miami Redhawks.
We got the first few games out of the way, so we're still learning a lot about our team, but we're playing Miami this weekend, so that'll be a good test for us, and we can really evaluate where we are as a team after this weekend, I think.
What do you think has been a strength of this team so far?
Statistically, if you look at our team, I think you point to offense. We're averaging about 6 goals a game, so that's always good, but this coach is really honest about defense, so that's something we need to touch up on.
We got a great group of guys, and we got a good senior class who's been leading the way since day one. The juniors are following suit, and myself and the sophomores we're picking up where we left off last year, and the freshmen, they're fitting in nicely. All of them are good kids, and they're finding their roles on the team coming up here quick.
And we're joined right now by the head coach of the Wolverines, Red Berenson, and let's just start by looking back at Bentley. You fall behind early. What was the tenor of your talk between periods?
Well, I liked the way we were playing, Doug. I thought we could take advantage of the puck a little more. I thought we turned it over a little too much, but we were forechecking well. We were taking the play to them. They were a good team, and they were well coached, and they worked hard. And the game could have gone either way, but the next goal became huge, and we got back in the game, and then they went ahead again. So I like the way our team stayed with the game plan.
A.J. Trias had a pair of goals. One was kind of one of those mucker, being in the right place, working hard goals, and another was a high-end goal, and I'm sure you like seeing a guy like A.J. put it in the net.
Well, A.J.'s showing why he's a captain. It seems like when we get in a little bit of a bind, he's the guy that's bailing us out, and he took advantage of a couple of good plays by Di Giuseppe, but buried the puck and really got us back in the game, and that's what you look for from your leaders.
Alex Guptill also had 2 goals. Talk about his night.
Well, Alex is, he's coming off a Rookie of the Year season, and he's a kid that we look to provide offense, and he has a way of scoring goals that may not be as noticeable, but they're big goals just the same, and he took advantage of that, and good for him.
All kinds of things can happen in the course of a season, and for you guys, it seems like the injury bug has hit the blue line. Talk about the loss of Kevin Clare and how guys stepped up.
Well, Kevin Clare went down in the RIT series, and so we've come back. Obviously, Johnny Merrill is out, and with Serville and Zuma, they've had a chance to step in and get some serious minutes, and as has Mike Chason. So I like the way those kids have responded, and I said from day one, Doug, I thought we'd have good depth on defense, and we've been tested already.
Yeah, that's where the depth matters when guys get hurt. How about the play of Steve Racine between the pipes?
Well, I think he's been steady. I'm not a goalie coach, and my mandate is for our goalies to make the saves they're capable of making. For example, if a team got 8 breakaways in a game, and our goalie didn't stop any of them, I wouldn't really blame him, because the breakaway, the advantage might go to the forward. But if he's giving up soft goals that he should be able to save, then I'm disappointed. I thought he gave up a soft goal, the first goal, and then after that, for the most part, I thought he was solid. And then he made some big saves in the third period. And then after that, our team took the lead for him and gave him a cushion. But he's getting better every weekend. Good for him.
Some might have wondered this season going in where the offense was going to come from, but you had 56 shots on net against Bentley. You've scored 17 goals through 3 games. You got to feel pretty good about that.
I think we can score goals, Doug. And you know what it's like, though. On a night where you really need to just score 2 goals or 3 goals, those goals are hard to come by. So I think we need to bear down on our chances. But I like the fact that we've got 4 lines that can score. Remember the line that did not play against RIT, Zach Hyman, Andrew Kopp, and Justin Selman came in and played in this game against Bentley, and they scored 2 goals in that game, and they were big goals for us. So I think we've got depth, and I think we've got balance offensively, and I still think we can get goals from our defense as well.
Yeah, I wanted you to talk about Hyman and Kopp's goals, 2 guys down on the depth chart, but if they're going to put the puck in the net, that's really going to set you up nicely.
Well, it is, and you know, they're hard-working goals too. They're not, they don't have to be fancy goals. They're just hard-working goals, and you know, one mandate you have when you're on any line really is you want to be a plus player. Well, if you're not scoring much, it's hard to be plus. You've got to score enough to stay plus. Sooner or later, you're going to give up a goal against. But we're trying to be better on both sides of the puck right now, offensively and defensively.
All right, so the Wolverines moving forward, if they can do everything they want to do this season and accomplish all their goals, they're hoping to get a boost from a pair of juniors.
I'm an upperclassman now. We lost a lot of key seniors, and you know, being a junior, you gotta lead not only the freshmen, help set an example for them, help be a role model for them, but also contribute on the ice. You know, whether it's back checking, blocking shots, or scoring goals, or making assists. So it's just all over, and it's not even just on the ice; it's off the ice. You know, helping the younger kids what to do, showing them what to do by leading by example and stuff like that.
How important is leadership to a successful team?
It's huge. I mean, you got to have direction, and you know, the good thing about a place like Michigan is that, you know, even though me, Lee, and AJ have letters on our jersey, that doesn't mean much. I mean, everyone can speak up and everyone can lead.
Mac Bennett, who's been a very offensive-minded defenseman in his time here at Michigan, is feeling more defensive-minded these days, playing with freshman goalies.
You want to make sure that they get comfortable as quickly as possible. So, you know, if that means I got to take people out or do whatever I got to do to make them feel more comfortable, I'll do it.
In the past, Michigan fans got used to the Michigan student section honoring Texan Chris Brown with the Texas state flag. Now the focus has shifted to the Arizona state flag for native Luke Moffett.
It was pretty cool. It came out once last year actually, and at the end of the season, I guess they were like waiting for me to score, but I didn't score in like our last couple of home games. But I had like a pretty huge hit and got a pretty bad penalty out of it, so they started waving it for that. So it gave me something to look forward to all summer, to seeing it going again.
All right, Coach, talk about Bennett and Moffett and what those two can provide for you.
Well, Mac Bennett is a good skating, rushing defenseman who can jump into a rush and help finish a play. And Mac's in his 3rd year now. He's a great kid. He's one of our captains, and he's already scored a goal, and I think you'll see him show up in the score sheet a lot more this year. Luke Moffett, another out-of-state kid from Arizona, comes in here, and I think Luke is ready to have his best year. He's worked hard for 2 years, really hasn't found a niche in terms of his offensive talent that he possesses, and playing with AJ Treehouse right now, he'll have a chance to do that. I think you'll see him score.
All right, you open up CCHA play this weekend. Miami's coming in here, and this has turned into one of the great rivalries in the league, hasn't it?
Well, Miami has built their program, and as well as building a new rink, and they've become a top team every year in our league. And Rico Blasi's a good coach. They've got a good program, and it's too bad they're leaving the league. It's too bad we won't see them as much, but nevertheless, they'll be a tough team. We've had some great battles with them. And whether it's been in the playoffs, regular season, down there, or here. But this weekend, we've got to focus on Friday's game and be ready for that game.
Do you think you'll schedule them in the future, perhaps, a non-conference?
Well, I know they want to schedule us, and that's going to be a challenge, is our non-conference schedule, depending on when other teams are available, but they're definitely a good opponent.
What are some of the challenges they present?
Well, they're hardworking, they're physical. They end up playing in a maybe penalty-filled or over-penalized game. Our special teams have to be good. They're a good forechecking team, and of course you always worry about a team that you haven't played yet. But I know they're well coached. I know their special teams will be good, and I know it'll be physical hockey.
And knowing you, Claire comes back. I think emphasis on defense this weekend?
Oh, no question. We've got to play really well without the puck. This will be a step above what we've played so far, Doug. We've played good teams, not as good as Miami.
Have you figured out your goaltender rotation for the weekend?
No, we haven't. Good question. We'll be talking about that Wednesday and Thursday.
Thanks for your time, Coach.
Thank you.
And that's going to do it for this week's edition of Inside Michigan Hockey. Coming up next week, we will take a look back at the series with the Red Hawks That's next week on Inside Michigan Hockey here on MGoBlue.com.